Imagine walking through life carrying a secret in your mind, one so powerful, so delicate, that revealing it carelessly could shatter the very peace you seek. Imagine the world whispering, offering attention, recognition, and validation, and yet the true danger lies not in the world itself, but in your own mind. The mind, intricate and relentless, creates suffering quietly, subtly, like a shadow spreading across your inner world. Tonight, we explore 6 truths, 6 hidden threads of wisdom that a practitioner of mindfulness, meditation, and inner awareness must guard closely. These are not mere rules or moral strictures. They are insights into the fragile architecture of the mind, reflections passed down through centuries of observation, silence, and discipline. To reveal them recklessly is to invite the very suffering one seeks to dissolve. The first of these truths is your meditation experiences. Many who embark on the path of mindfulness encounter states of clarity, visions of light, deep tranquility, or the subtle dissolution of self. These experiences, while profound, are not possessions. They are delicate glimpses of reality itself. Sharing them with others often inflates the ego, replacing insight with pride. The mind, once contaminated with desire for validation, cannot perceive with the same purity. In this sense, silence is protection. Silence allows experiences to mature naturally, to integrate into the depths of the mind without distortion. Reflect on this. The moment you narrate your vision, you create a story around it, and the story is not truth. It is a mirror of your ego, colored by expectation and interpretation. Consider the countless tales of disciples in Buddhist history who kept their meditative insights to themselves, letting the experience cultivate humility, compassion, and clarity instead of recognition. Even deeper than the experiences themselves is the second truth, your spiritual goals. Many practitioners set intentions to awaken, to liberate themselves from suffering, to cultivate unshakable equanimity. Yet when these goals are revealed, they become entangled with craving, the very force Buddhism identifies as the root of suffering. Desire for acknowledgement, for proof, for admiration, creeps quietly into the mind. The intention, once a pure compass, becomes a tether to the world of expectation. Here, the wise maintain secrecy. Goals are held internally, nurtured like seeds beneath fertile soil. The mind, unperturbed by external commentary, can grow freely, unhurried, unfettered by distraction. Imagine the impatience that arises when you declare your spiritual ambition and await acknowledgement. That impatience itself is suffering, self-inflicted, entirely avoidable through quiet practice. The third truth involves acts of compassion and kindness. Generosity, selfless deeds, and acts of care have profound power, but when spoken of, that power diminishes. The merit or the subtle energy created by altruistic action is diluted by the ego that seeks recognition. True virtue requires invisibility. The ripple effect of kindness flows silently, touching lives in ways the mind cannot measure. When a practitioner boasts of their good deeds, comparison, judgment, and pride subtly enter the mind, and the purity of action is corrupted. Here lies a paradox. The most effective acts of compassion are often invisible, imperceptible to the eyes of the world, yet their impact resonates infinitely. Reflect. The universe itself does not seek validation. Why should your mind? The fourth hidden truth concerns the battles within your own mind. Anger, jealousy, craving, fear, doubt. These shadows reside in every human heart. Revealing these internal struggles exposes them to misinterpretation, judgment, and distraction. Worse, sharing these battles before they are understood strengthens the very ego that clings to identity and drama. Buddhist teachings emphasize observation without attachment, witnessing thoughts as they arise and pass without interference. Inner conflict is natural, but it is private. It is cultivated in silence, in disciplined reflection, in the patient awareness of impermanence. Consider the mind as a garden. Each thought is a seed. Shared recklessly, weeds of ego, envy, and distraction take root where only mindfulness should grow. The fifth truth is the level of wisdom or insight one believes they possess. Claiming understanding prematurely or broadcasting intellectual and spiritual attainment inflates pride, masking true clarity. Real wisdom is silent, selfless, and humble. It unfolds naturally and is recognized by the depth of action rather than the grandeur of words. Historical Buddhist texts remind us repeatedly, those who claim enlightenment are often furthest from it. The Dhammapada states, "The fool who knows he is a fool is wise. The fool who thinks he is wise remains a fool." Sharing insights too soon contaminates the purity of experience, ensnaring the mind in desire for admiration and creating unnecessary suffering. The sixth and final truth concerns your future path and transformation. The mind evolves gradually. Attachments dissolve, ego softens, awareness deepens, insight grows. Revealing plans, milestones, or expected transformations prematurely is dangerous. It creates expectation, entangles desire, and distracts from the present. The path is not linear. Revealing your trajectory risks impatience, comparison, and frustration. The wise maintain silence, allowing transformation to unfold organically, like a river carving a canyon through patient persistence. Impermanence, a fundamental teaching of Buddhism, is honored when the practitioner allows change to occur quietly, unobstructed by ego-driven announcements. Now, let us expand these truths further with reflections, meditation, and illustrative stories, extending this insight into a deeply immersive understanding. Consider the novice monk who achieves his first profound state of stillness in meditation. He feels the dissolution of fear and the absence of craving. Overwhelmed by awe, he speaks immediately to others. They listen politely, but soon the novelty fades and subtle pride creeps in. The mind that once rested peacefully now flutters restlessly, seeking the next validation. Contrast this with the monk who keeps the experience to himself, observing, reflecting, and allowing the insight to integrate fully. His mind deepens in quietude, cultivating resilience, humility, and clarity. Similarly, when one shares the secret of their spiritual goals, friends may nod, mentors may offer advice, but the mind begins to measure itself against these external reactions. Progress becomes a performance rather than a practice. Awareness, subtle and delicate, is compromised by expectation and judgment. Reflection on desire is essential. What is your goal really for? Is it for inner liberation or outer recognition? Here, the practitioner learns detachment, understanding that revealing intention can turn aspiration into attachment, and attachment is the seed of suffering. The acts of kindness one performs must also be examined through the lens of silence. Consider a wealthy merchant in ancient times who secretly donates to the needy. If the act remains unknown, merit accumulates and the mind remains pure. If the act is proclaimed, pride emerges, subtle comparisons are drawn, and the intrinsic value of the deed diminishes. This principle scales to the smallest gestures, a comforting word, a mindful listening, a helping hand. When done quietly, their impact resonates beyond measurement. When done for recognition, the act becomes hollow, the ego strengthened, the mind subtly disturbed. The inner battles of mind deserve special attention. Cravings, anger, jealousy, regret. These are natural, but they are internal teachers. To speak of them prematurely is to externalize struggle, projecting it onto others, and diluting the opportunity for deep understanding. Through careful reflection, awareness, and disciplined meditation, these battles can be observed and transformed. Stories of the Buddha highlight disciples who, facing deep inner turmoil, achieved insight not by sharing their struggles, but by observing and letting the patterns reveal their own impermanence. Wisdom itself must be approached with humility. Every insight gained through meditation, contemplation, and study is fragile. By proclaiming it, the practitioner risks entangling the mind in pride. Insight requires silence to flourish, just as a seed requires soil. Teaching others is valuable only when the teacher has dissolved the ego that clings to knowledge. Even then, instruction is indirect, often parable-like, allowing learners to discover truth without elevating the teacher's image. Finally, transformation, gradual, subtle, irreversible, must be cultivated in quiet vigilance. Impatience, craving for recognition, and premature revelation all weaken the mind. The practitioner who guards these 6 hidden truths preserves the integrity of the path, allowing insight to grow naturally, equanimity to stabilize, and inner peace to become unshakable. Here lies the paradox. The more a practitioner conceals, the more the mind flourishes, the more clarity emerges, the more freedom is attained. Silence becomes not a restraint, but a liberation, a sanctuary where the self can dissolve, ego can fade, and true understanding can blossom. And so, as you contemplate these 6 truths, the meditation experiences, spiritual goals, acts of compassion, inner battles, wisdom, and future path, reflect on your own journey. How often have you sought recognition for inner work, or revealed what should have remained hidden? How often has the mind, through careless words, invited subtle disturbance, pride, or desire? To safeguard inner peace, to cultivate clarity, and to traverse the path with authenticity, the wise practitioner must learn the art of discretion. In this silence, the mind expands. In this quiet, awareness sharpens. In this restraint, liberation unfolds. The journey of mindfulness, of awakening, is not marked by what you say or display, but by the steady, patient cultivation of insight in the hidden chambers of your own mind. By holding these 6 truths close, by embracing the discipline of silence, the practitioner discovers the profound, unshakable, luminous peace that lies beyond words, beyond desire, and beyond the grasp of the restless ego. And now, as you sit in reflection, let these truths seep into the mind. Allow them to resonate, to illuminate the shadowed corners of thought, to inspire stillness and discipline. The path is quiet, the path is subtle, the path is hidden, yet it is the most profound journey one can take. A journey where inner peace is not given, not earned externally, but cultivated silently, invisibly, beautifully, and eternally.